Adventurer, there you are. I was wondering when fate would lead you back to this table. Sit. Listen a while. Fate has a way of tilting the scales, doesn't it? One moment, everything seems clear. Truth shining like sunlight through glass. And the next, shadows twist the light until even honesty looks suspect. We speak of justice as balance, but balance can be fragile. A single lie, a single omission, and the whole scale tips. When fairness bends, it doesn't always break. It wavers quietly until no one notices that it's gone. Tonight, we speak not of righteous law, but of its reflection gone awry. The illusion of order, the comfort of bias, the weight of denial. Tonight, we meet justice reversed. Far to the north of Valharo lies the city of Marisgate, a place carved into cliffs of black stone, where the wind never rests and the torches burn day and night. They say it's a city of contracts, where every promise is signed either in ink or in blood. Justice there is not blind. She is watching, always. When I arrived, the air tasted like soot and salt. The great plaza at the city's heart was dominated by a statue of Lady Justitia. Her scales gleaming, her sword raised high. Below her, a trial was underway. A blacksmith stood accused of sabotaging another's forge. His rival, a noble by birth, smith by ambition, claimed that the man had cursed his bellows and cracked his anvils with ill intent. The judge, draped in violet robes, presided from a high balcony, surrounded by guards with spears tipped in silver. This noble, polished and poised, stepped forward with a knowing smile. He didn't need to raise his tone, because the crowd leaned in, hungry for his words. He spoke of sabotage, of envy, weaving his accusations like a practiced craftsman. His words rang clear and elegant, drowning out the blacksmith's plea. Around the edge of the plaza, coins were changing hands. Small, secretive gestures that carried more weight than any truth could. A few witnesses shifted uneasily, eyes lowered, their testimony softening under the weight of silver. The blacksmith tried to steady his breath, soot still clinging to his hands, his voice low but steady, explaining how he would never do what he was accused of. And by the time the judge lifted her hand, the verdict was already written in the crowd's silence. "Guilty," she declared. "Sentence? You'll surrender your hammer, your freedom, and your craft until the noble says you've earned them back." The crowd barely reacted. This was Marisgate, after all. Truth was something you could buy. Later that evening, I found the blacksmith in the lower district. His hands were still bound in chains, made of iron. "They didn't even weigh my words," he said. "Just the weight of my worth." His wife wept beside him, their children clutching at her skirts. We used to believe in Lady Justitia. Now I think she's just another statue that's staring down at us," she said bitterly. I felt her words, heavy as the chains that bound her husband, and the silver that bought his sentence. As I left that city, I passed that same plaza again. The torches flickered, casting shadows across that statue's face. For a moment, it looked like Lady Justitia was weeping. In Valharo, I saw justice heal. In Marisgate, I watched it rot. When justice appears reversed, balance has slipped. This card speaks of bias, of dishonesty, or even denial. Times when truth is obscured and accountability falters. It may represent unfair treatment or a refusal to face the consequences of one's own actions. It can also appear when guilt or resentment distorts judgment. Reversed, justice warns against self-deprecation. You may be holding to a story because it's easier than admitting the truth, or perhaps blaming others for what is your own to face. This card doesn't condemn. It cautions. It asks you to look where things feel off balance, to seek what's been ignored, or to see what has been conveniently forgotten. In every imbalance, there's still a chance to correct the scales, but only if you have the courage to see where they've tipped. When justice appears reversed in a reading, it often marks confusion, bias, or denial. You may be avoiding accountability or dealing with someone who refuses to play fair. It can also indicate imbalance in relationships or systems, where one side is bearing all the weight. This card calls for honesty, especially the kind that stings. It may reveal corruption, manipulation, or hidden motives, but just as often it shows where we've deceived ourselves. In readings, it reminds us that truth, though uncomfortable, is the only foundation that endures. Ignoring it only deepens the crack. Ask yourself, where in your life are the scales uneven? Who benefits from the imbalance? And who is suffering for it? I think of Marisgate and Valharo often. Two cities built on the same ideals, yet standing in opposite light. In Valharo, justice was a living thing, imperfect, but willing to learn. In Marisgate, it was a weapon, polished until it forgot its purpose. I saw what happens when fairness becomes performance, when the powerful write their own truths and call it law. But I also learned that justice doesn't die in corruption. It hides, waiting for someone brave enough to call it back. I carry those two cities with me. One, a lesson of hope. The other, a warning. If you find yourself standing where the scales have turned cold, remember, justice may be silent, but she is not gone. Speak truth, even when no one is listening. Every word of honesty is a spark. And even in Marisgate, a spark can burn down a throne. Hold the lessons of Valharo and Marisgate close to your heart, adventurer. The city where justice could heal, and the one where it rotted from within. Their lessons rest heavy tonight, because justice falters not only in distant plazas, but often right beyond the doorway of this very tavern. In the courthouses, the headlines, the decisions whispered and forced in the name of power. But let's set aside these scales for now and turn towards a new perspective. Next time we meet the one who suspends the world so we might see it anew. Let us be ready to hang out with the Hanged Man. Until we meet again, adventurer, the Tarot Tavern is always waiting, where stories are etched in the cards and wisdom flows like mead from the tap. The journey doesn't end here, it's only just begun. Come back soon, your next chapter awaits. Before we part ways for now, I just want to say thank you again for spending some time with me here at the Tarot Tavern. Every tale told and every card turned is powered by passion and a fair bit of coffee. If you'd like to help keep the lights on here at the tavern, I've set up a coffee page at ko-fi.com/the Tarot Tavern. That's TheTarotTavern. There, you can toss a one-time tip to the bard, or if you're feeling especially generous, you can become a frequent adventurer. frequent adventurers are monthly supporters who help cover the behind-the-scenes cost of this podcast. Hosting fees, production tools, ink for the quill, wax for the candles, you get the idea. As a thank you, every frequent adventurer will receive a personal shout-out right here on the podcast and a special Tarot Tavern sticker mailed directly to you as a token of my thanks. It's my way of raising a glass in your honor and letting you know just how much your support means to me. Now you'll find the link down in the show notes, and whether you do choose to support with a donation or simply by listening and sharing this podcast, you are helping keep this story alive and the mead flowing. And honestly, adventurer, I couldn't be more grateful.